Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie and today I'm going to be sharing with you some tips that I have on using your beauty blender. Now some of you, this may be old news for you, right? You've had your beauty blender for years and you love it and you know exactly how to use it. But other people maybe are just getting into makeup or they're just discovering the beauty blender, and I'm here to tell you a couple things that have really helped me when I started my beauty blender journey not too long ago. So let's just dive right in. So with the beauty blender, there are a couple of rules that I always follow and they have served me very, very well, so I wanted to share them with you. So first things first, when you get your beauty blender and you want to go ahead and apply something onto your face, you need to make sure that you dampen the sponge first. So what I mean by that is take your sponge, and it will be much smaller than this when you first get it, and take it under the sink and run it under the faucet while you kind of grab at it like this, so it's filling up and then you're straining out the water. It's filling up, straining out the water, and you're going to keep doing that until you feel like your beauty blender is damp enough. Now, I want the beauty blender to be damp, not soaking wet, because if you have too much water in there, the water's just going to get all over your face and smudge all your makeup. But if it's just a little bit damp, that actually helps the product thin out a little bit and give you more of a skin-like texture. So it's very, very important that you dampen your beauty blender. The second point that I have for you is to make sure that you're always pouncing your beauty blender. Now, I have personally seen people that kind of do this streaky motion, right? So they go in and they just like rub their beauty blender, they rub the makeup in like that. That is not what you want to do with a beauty blender. You instead want to do a pouncing motion. So what I mean, so let's pretend that my hand right here is my face, right? And you're just going to want to sort of bounce it like so. And this way the product will become more skin-like, right? And it's not just gonna sit on your skin, but it's really gonna get in there and look much more natural, much more beautiful, and less streaky. There will be no streaks if you do it this way. If you were to just wipe it on, you can get streaks. This way, when you bounce it in, there's no way that you can get streaks on your face. And if you just pounce, then your makeup is gonna look flawless and beautiful, and I promise you, you will see a difference. So always dampen your sponge and pounce with your sponge. The next thing that I want to recommend to you is the different ways that you can angle your beauty blender to get the results that you want. So for instance, when I'm putting on my foundation, or maybe if I want to use my beauty blender for my primer or something, I always use the bottom part of the sponge. So the sponge normally sits like this with a pointy tip at the top and then the rounder end at the bottom, right? So I always go in with this round end with my foundations or anything that I want to cover a lot of ground quickly. So I'll just go ahead and put a little foundation on my hand, bounce my sponge into it. So remember, pounce, 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 and then pounce, pounce, pounce all over my face. This is going to cover more ground faster, and it'll just take way less than if you were to pounce from this tiny end or even from the side end. Just doing it from the bottom helps so much, makes the process go much quicker, which is always, always great in my opinion. The next angle that I want you to think about is when you're going in with your concealer. So that means, for me personally, I put concealer on any spots that I have and in sort of like this triangle shape under my eye. So when I'm going for the triangle, I love to hold it this way, right? Just straight up and down. Just use this side part of the beauty blender because the tip is going to be really great to get into this inner corner, while this rounder, fatter part at the bottom is going to do a good job of blending in this bottom part of my eye. So again, I would just go in and pounce, 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 and just do this until I get the coverage that I like. And then also, because I bring my concealer down this way, sometimes it's tricky to get like where your nose meets your cheek. So if you take this pointy part and just sort of slide it in there, that's gonna be really, really great for you. Okay, so my next big tip is to wash your beauty blender often. Now, I am guilty as charged for being really lazy and not cleaning my brushes, but I always make sure that I clean my beauty blender because this is the this is what puts on my base, right? So this is what touches those acne spots that I have, and this is what touches like my direct skin. So I find this really, really important to clean it. And I like to use bar soaps. I don't know why, it just seems to get my Beauty Blender a lot more clean. Next item of thought that I have for you is to replace your Beauty Blender once it starts to get a little wear and tear on it. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, but I have a little bit of a tear in my Beauty Blender here, and a little bit of a tear in my Beauty Blender here. And this is not good because all the makeup is sitting in there, the bacteria from my face is sitting in there, so every time I go put that on my face, that bacteria, that makeup is spreading all over my face. So make sure that if your Beauty Blender starts to rip, gets some wear and tear on it, that you replace it fairly soon afterwards. Unfortunately, my Beauty Blender is only a couple months old, so it stinks that I already have to replace it, but you know, you can't help if your nail digs into it, or I think I got like eyelash glue or something on it and I peeled it off and then it ripped. So things happen, and I know that they're expensive, but this is my next point. I have a dupe for you. Okay, so Beauty Blender is normally $20. I know, it's a lot for a sponge, but there is an alternative for you. So you can find this product at Ulta, at Walmart, at Walgreens, at CVS. You can find it pretty much everywhere that you would go to shop for drugstore makeup. And it is from Real Techniques, and it is their, I believe it's the Precision Sponge, if I'm not mistaken. And I love it because it's this flat side, and then it's sort of rounded like the Beauty Blender here. So it can do all the same things that the Beauty Blender can. It's a little bit more dense, but hey, for, I believe this is $8, so for $8, you can't beat it. So if you are looking to start using a Beauty Blender, but you don't want to shell out all that money, definitely try this guy first. It's almost exactly the same thing. It really is. It's really not that big of a difference, and I love this. I use this all the time. So like when my Beauty Blender is too dirty, I'll go in with this and I'll use this instead because, like I said, I'm lazy and don't like to wash my brushes. So this is a really great alternative if you are not looking to invest in a Beauty Blender just yet. That's all I have for you, and I really appreciate you watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave comments down below as to extra suggestions for videos in the future. And if you liked this eye makeup that I did, go ahead and look at my last video. I do have that filmed for you, and I was using my new Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. So if you are interested in that palette or you like this makeup look, go ahead and check that video out as well. So again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you and I appreciate your time. And yeah, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on your way out if you like, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!